What's up, YouTube? It's your man's the Angry Dad. I'm just out here enjoying the hot coals on a cold day. And, just want to talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's about 10 o'clock at night. Everybody in my house is, either asleep or, probably up on them damn electronics. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be having a little time to get introspective about things and just enjoy Mother Nature. And I think it's just funny how what you will find in life is that when things are comfortable, you won't run out of people to spend time with. You won't run out of people that want to be around you. You won't run out of people to have fun with. But when it comes down to this, the coals, who's out here at the fire with you? Who's out here at the one spot that's warm outside with you? Who's standing with you while you going through your go-through, while you go through your trials, your tribulations, be they financial, mental, physical, emotional? Who's standing with you? And right now my peoples are inside. They good, they comfortable, and that's cool, because that's why I set things up the way I set it up for them, so that when they ready to come outside with me, we can always light a fire together. We can always hang out and enjoy the elements together, because I'm able to bring a comfort to the environment for them, So this is why oftentimes we are the forerunners for our loved ones, because they oftentimes cannot handle the pressure. They can't handle the responsibilities. They can't handle the structure. They can't handle virtually anything where you have to be the first so you can set things up for others to come behind you. They can't handle it, which is why they don't do it. Which is also why people like me should be that much more appreciated by their loved ones. Now, if you're like me and you are appreciated by your loved ones and you are loved, and those hard things that you do, challenging things that you do to set the records straight are acknowledged and appreciated by your loved ones, if you're like me, I ain't really talking to you. Not necessarily, because this right here is for the ones who are so lonely that you're dealing with a lot of unnecessary shit because you're lonely. As the saying goes, you're drinking poison just because you're thirsty. The saying actually warns against it. The saying actually says, don't drink poison just because you're thirsty. But what I'm saying is there are a lot of you that are drinking poison because you're thirsty. In other words, you're hanging around toxic people who don't really give a fuck about you, people who aren't even willing to help you, people who are not appreciative of your vendettas and your journeys to set things up for them, people who could care less about you in reality, but you still hanging around them, all because you's lonely. So you're the ones who I'm really talking to, because at the end of the day, just like I tell my loved ones, there are worse things than being alone. One of those worst things than being alone is being around people that should have your back, that should love you because of what you do and who you are first and foremost, and what you do, right? People who should love you, who should appreciate you, who should care about you, but they don't. And your ass need to get away from around them, because at the end of the day, if you're by yourself, all the struggles are within you. You start bringing people along, that's when the struggles are not only internal, but they're external too. I'll give you a prime example, right? It's the difference between being self-employed and actually running a business. A lot of you, quote unquote, entrepreneurs, a lot of you, quote unquote, business owners are not actually business owners, right? You own your job, and that's great. Kudos to you, because a lot of people don't even own their job. So if you self-employed, you a serviceman, this, that, and the third, you do your work, you get paid for it, you have your customer base, that's great. Your struggle is within you. That's good. So you get hungry, you can take a lunch break. You know, you got a couple extra things to do that day, so you choose to go do those before you go to your client's house. Okay, cool, right? An emergency happens, you know, you can always, you know, not necessarily rush the job, but put a little speed to it, finish the job, do a great job, right? And then go handle your business with no boss man to tell you, hey, nah, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We need you to work overtime. You ain't going through none of that. So that's step number one towards owning a business, right? Now, the difference is running a business is the amount of people who work on your business or work in your business, even when you're not. That's the difference. And there's perks that come along with that, right? However, it also adds external pressures. Okay, it adds external struggles. It brings in those people. So when you bring those people into your business, you're not just bringing them in perfection. You're bringing them and their problems, their mental problems, you know, their insecurities, their spiritual problems, their money problems. You're bringing them into your business. Now, if they're good workers and efficient workers, no, they probably won't let it affect their performance, which is good for you and good for them. However, the fact of the matter is that when you bring these people onto your team, you're bringing them and their issues, which could at any day choose to manifest within your business. So they could quit. They could do a bad job. So now you got to either get somebody on that mistake, or you yourself have to go handle it. You know, and it brings on a ton of problems. Usually, if you're smart about it, the pros will outweigh the cons. The good will outweigh the bad. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? However, right, at least in that situation, you can say, oh, well, the benefit is they're working in and on my business even when I'm not, right? So the problem is with the ones that are still hanging around people that ain't doing them no good just because you lonely. You're bringing in their external problems, their insecurities, mental, spiritual, financial, blah, blah, blah. So you're overtaxing and overwhelming yourself for people that at the end of the day could give two fucks about you. You get hurt, they not there. You run across a problem, you know, they coming up with excuses instead of resolutions. So at the end of the day, I admonish you to turn inward, right? Inward. Turn inward. Find the God of your understanding. Turn inward. Straighten out your mental shit. Turn inward. Begin and continue your spiritual journey. Turn inward. Read more. Exercise more. You know, get things right with your diet, because at the end of the day, it's been proven that what we eat affects how we think, how we sleep, and everything else, and how we live and how we die, right? So at the end of the day, you want to go inward. While you're going inward, as cliche as this sounds, you have to cut them off. Do you have to sit down and send everybody a text message. Hey, Johnny, be good. You know, it's brother Roger. I just want to let you know I ain't fucking with you no more. No, you do not have to do that, right? However, when Johnny Be Good calls you up, say, "Oh, yo, Roger, let's go party tonight, man. What you doing? Woo, woo, woo." Nah, man, I'm good. I got stuff to do. I'm busy. When they call, you don't have to pick it up. Eventually, they will begin to see, like, hey, man, you know, he obviously don't fuck with me no more. And the beautiful thing about it is they will remove themselves from your life because your life and energy and journey and stuff, it no longer suits them. So they, in turn, are the ones who will actually cut you off. And they'll no longer begin to call you. They'll no longer begin to hit you up on Facebook and on Instagram and want to party hardy, you know, like it's 1999. They will no longer begin to do those things, which will leave you alone, right? And in turn, and I'm not saying you can't even have a reaction about it. It's cool. Be mad, be sad, cry your tears, say your cuss words, but turn inward and do what you have to do to better yourself. And in doing so, along that journey, you will begin to meet different types of people, right? And here are a few of the types. You will begin to meet those that say they're on the same journey as you, right? But then if you do a little digging, you'll be able to see, like, nah, you're not really on the same journey, right? You're not really, you say you are, but you're not really living it out. You're not really manifesting it. You don't really have any fruit to show that, hey, yeah, man, I'm doing that too. You know what I'm saying? You'll meet those people. You'll meet the people who are works in progress, right? Those people who genuinely are putting forth the effort. They genuinely are putting their foot forward. However, they still fail a little more than you would when you're getting closer to those goals or when you've been traveling on your journey a little longer than them, right? So you'll meet those people. And then you'll meet those people who've been on that journey for a while. They got certain things locked down, you know. They got it locked down better than the Supermax prison, certain areas. And then, you know, they're able to kind of choose, you know, their downfall, so to speak. They got better choice in the vices they choose to indulge in, right? Because we all kind of have our vices. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how poor you are. I don't care how spiritual you are. There's always something that even if it doesn't cause you to fumble, it will tempt you to. You know, sometimes it'll be hard. Sometimes it'll be easy. But there are those people who they have just put the time in. They put the reps in. They've been reading and they've been taking notes and they've been applying. The application is the biggest part, right? And they've been doing that. And oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, what will happen is y'all will begin to forge a bond if you both are giving the right amount of time to forge and nurture the relationship. Is it always going to work out? No. Because the only people that are going to be in majority alignment with you are your people in particular. For all my Bible believers, even the Bible says, my sheep know my name. They know my voice. Sorry about that. They know my voice. And, you know, they pretty much obey. They listen to me, you know. So at the end of the day, you could apply that to yourself and say, well, the people that's really rocking with me, even if we ain't in 100% alignment, we might be 70% in alignment. We might be 80% alignment. You know, my forever people, we going to be 90 plus in alignment. You know what I'm saying? You know, we about to rock this to the stars pretty much, you know. But the people who are in majority alignment with you, you know, you guys are going to develop these ebbs and flows to your relationship, and you're going to be able to create the utopia or whatever it is you're striving to create. Some people out here trying to create chaos. Great, cool, whatever. Do your thing, right? But in your journey of betterment, you're going to meet people along the way who are also on the journey to betterment. And they're either going to lift you, limit you, or lower you. That's it. 100% of the people in your life are only going to lift you, limit you, or lower you. And you have to be the one to determine what they're doing and make the adjustments for your actions moving forward. Because at the end of the day, you're either going to be lifted, raised upwards, pushed forward to your goals and your manifestations. You're going to be lowered. You're not going to meet your goals. You're not going to meet your manifestations. You're going to feel cursed or whatever however you want to put it, or you're going to be limited. You're going to be like, yeah, you're going to look at those people and be like, yeah, I mean, I feel you. I can go some places with you, but I can only go but so far. Right. So at the end of the day, I figured I would, press record on a camera, right? And speak to y'all because I'm admonishing you to take the journey, right? It doesn't have to be so overt as the internet would have you thinking it does. It doesn't have to be this, chaotic process, right? It can be quite smooth. Why? Because at the end of the day, when you stop giving a person the things, whatever they may be, that they're used to getting from you, oh so conveniently, right? You stop giving those things to them because you have to apply those energies elsewhere. They will remove themselves from your life, unless they're like a succubus type individual or being or whatever, and they're just there to pretty much suck whatever they can out of you. Some of them might be sucking sperm out of you. You never fucking know. But at the end of the day, they're there to get something from you. And you can always tell because when adversity comes, they ain't nowhere around. And even if they're all around, they got every excuse in the world. As opposed to locking elbows with you. Hey, man, look, you going through this go-through? We going to get through this together. You got to cry? We going to cry together. It's time to die? We going to die together. That's what your forever people are going to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, the leafy people, they here today, going tomorrow. You're going to pass through them all the time. You're going to meet them at the grocery store. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how you doing? You're going to meet them at the gym. Hey, man, hey, you working out today? Yeah, cool. Y'all might get off a couple of workouts or whatever, but it ain't never going to last. You're going to meet them at the grocery store. Oh, what you getting today? Oh, I'm getting some asparagus. Oh, what you getting? I'm getting some lettuce. Okay, great. Yeah, why don't you call me sometime? You're going to call them a couple times. They're not going to pick up. You're going to text them. They're not going to text you back. And then that's the end of that. But your people's, hey, man, what you doing? Hey, man, I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm kicking back, chilling. I'm burning a fire today. Oh, cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, did you want to be by yourself? Could you use some company? You know what? I could use some company. Okay, great. I'm on the way. That's how it's going to go. And they're going to exemplify, right, those characteristics that say, hey, man, I'm in this for the long haul. Now, forever is a long time. Right? And some of them even may try to commit to forever. However, even if they are just here for the long haul, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30, 40 years, whatever, right? That still has a value that far exceeds the leafy people. But you'll realize it once you begin the journey. Start. Begin the journey. Begin not returning them text messages. Begin leaving those Facebook messages on red. Begin leaving those Instagram messages on red. Begin that. Begin reading the right stuff to build up your mind, body, and spirit. 5 love languages, Gary Chapman, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all that good stuff. Hell, even read the 48 Laws of Power, the Book of 5 Rings, the Art of War. Read it. Begin the journey. Read those things. Absorb it. And then from your overstanding, understanding, and understanding, begin to create the world that you seek to create. Because here's what I can promise you. You're not going to create anything if you keep walking in chaos with the same disorganized, toxic chaos beings. It's a thing nowadays. Oh, positive vibes only, right? Oh, I don't want no negativity. Okay, great. Find me one being that's composed of only positive ions, right? It's not the negativity that's the problem. It's the toxicity that's the problem. Negativity opens your perspective. Negativity gives you a full range and scope of a situation. Only positive or only negative is actually quite toxic, because you begin to ignore something that usually is an important component of your growth. But you have to be man enough, woman enough, God enough, whatever, to address it and say, okay, hey, well, this is what that is. Cool. I identify that. Let's begin to work on it. Right? So my point is, it's not the negativity that's the problem. It's the toxicity. So when you're dealing with those people in your life, it's not that they're bringing up what could go wrong. It's the fact that they could be the ones to invest in making sure that things go wrong. They could be the one. So I just stopped by here real quick to drop these gems on y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm really not new to this. I'm true to this. Until next time, go in peace.